Now that we've questioned some of the differences between AI and humans, and we've covered what algorithms are, we're ready to move on to the main content for this course. What is artificial intelligence? And to answer that question, we need to understand machine learning. So what exactly is machine learning? Well, it's a specific type of algorithm. We remember from our last module that algorithms are a set of instructions which can be repeatedly performed to accomplish a task. Artificial intelligence, then, is a type of algorithm. And the goal of artificial intelligence is to create computers which are capable of performing tasks at or above human levels of competence. Machine learning, then, is a subset of AI, in which an algorithm can learn to change its behavior and arrive at the correct answer without having to be told every single step by a human. So a lot of the time, when people are talking about AI, artificial intelligence, what they're actually talking about is machine learning. So how is it that a machine can actually learn? The answer to that is a lot like a human. Humans learn through a combination of experience and feedback. We explore the world around us and see what works and what doesn't. A computer can do something similar to that. But for a computer, the experience of the world is the data that we give it. This can be things like images, sound, or text. And the feedback a computer gets is called the error. So for example, if we're trying to train a computer to recognize the differences between pictures of dogs and cats, we would give it a bunch of examples of pictures of dogs and cats. As it went through, it would look at each picture and answer if it thinks that that picture is one of a dog or a cat. Every time it got the answer wrong, we would tell it what the correct answer was, and it could use that feedback, that error, to learn what the correct answer is. Overall, the process looks a lot like this. We start out with a bunch of data. So for example, images of cats and dogs. We would then give the computer some kind of test where it would go through each picture and we'd ask the computer if that picture is one of a dog or if it's a cat. Every time it got the wrong answer, we would correct it. After doing this enough times with enough pictures, the computer would start being able to tell the difference between the two fairly well. And what we've done here is we've created a kind of model of the problem. This program on the computer would now have a sort of representation of the differences between a dog and a cat. So this process, which I've just described here, is a common way of training something called an artificial neural network. And they get their name from biological neural networks, which exist in neurons in our own brain. In this course, we're not really going to go into detail on how either of these things work. For now, it's enough just to know that they exist. And when someone mentions things like neural networks or deep learning, what they're actually talking about is a kind of computer algorithm which can then use data and feedback or error to give the correct answers to some kind of question.